Hello, my friend. I hope you're doing as well as possible. For today's Reiki session in our cozy cottage in the woods, we are going to be doing a sacral chakra healing for tapping into your passions. So I have crystals here that we're going to be using to help to balance the frequencies in your sacral chakra, your Svadhisthana chakra, so that we are able to really align with our passions. So all that you need to do for this session is just lie back, relax, and receive. This is really just your time to be really kind to yourself, really nurturing of yourself, and just receive this energy healing. Open yourself up to being cared for. Very often we don't even allow ourselves that privilege. We're saying, I'm gonna just give over to the nurturing. I'm gonna give over to someone caring for me. I'm going to allow myself to let go. I'm going to allow myself to relax. How many of you can relate to this? You're taking time off. You're relaxing. It's your day off, or it's after work. And you're lying there, maybe you're watching TV or YouTube, and you just feel tense. It's like all of the energy and pressure from the day is still present for you. Can you relate? Sometimes even when we're not doing anything, we're still not resting. We're still not relaxing. So I really encourage you at this time to just give over to the relaxation. Release the tension that's available to be released right now. So this is really going to be about boosting your kind of joie de vivre. Really turning up the saturation on the colors of your life, really amplifying the flavors of your experience. Sometimes we can just feel a little bit dusty. We can just feel like our energy just feels a little bit muddled, and it just needs a little polish, a little shine, okay? Because that's really what we're going to be doing here. The sacral chakra is just beneath the navel, 2 to 3 fingers beneath the belly button. And we are going to just heal in this space, in this beautiful wheel of energy. So, through this session, if you're open to it, maybe try to encourage your breath into your low belly. So when you inhale, just envision like a balloon. Your lower belly just extends outward, and then on your exhale, it gently drifts back down. So I'd like to begin by lighting our candle and setting our intention for this session. a little finicky. Alright, my dear. Placing my hand on your low belly on your sacral. So on behalf of your highest, wisest, most empowered and aligned self, on behalf of your most passionate, fiery, happiest self, in loving comfort and perfect balance, I wish to conduct this distance Reiki session for the collective, for helping you tap into your passions, kind of polishing and shining up your experience of life and helping you connect with your senses. Really ultimately just balancing here in the sacral chakra. Now if you want to clarify or specify what it is that you need some help with, some support with, as long as it serves everyone's highest, wisest self, feel free to set that intention or clarification on this candle. And we'll use that flame to ignite it and see it through time and space to where and whenever it's applicable. I'm going to light a little bit of incense off of our candle. Preserving the intention that we've set. And we're going to begin to clear anything that's not serving that intention. Particularly in the sacral chakra. If you're open to it, feel free to close your eyes and we'll connect with a little bit of color therapy here. So maybe even put your hands on your low belly, a few inches beneath the navel, and I want you to envision a beautiful, glimmering bowl that's filled with this warm, amber-colored light. Almost like liquid amber, like a rich, glimmering honey, filling up this bowl. It's glowing brighter and brighter. And it's this gorgeous, thick, warm, liquid amber. It starts to sort of bubble up inside of the bowl, and it begins to bubble over, extending this warm, comforting liquid amber all throughout your abdomen, moving up into your chest, up to your shoulders, your throat, your neck, up your face, your brow, to the crown of your head, bubbling over to your shoulders and down your arms, down your back, bubbling down, out and down your legs, down your knees, down to your ankles, down to your feet, bubbling out the bottom of your feet, bubbling out the crown of your head. So now you are aglow with this beautiful amber, glimmering all throughout your body. And you feel warm and comforted. Gorgeous. Just drawing the sacred symbols here. Okay, beautiful. So now we're going to begin a little crystal grid onto your body, focusing here in the sacral, helping you to connect with your passions. So even while you're resting, even while you're sleeping, we are just polishing away any of that stagnant or stuck energy that just feels dusty. We have some beautiful crystals here that we're going to be playing with. If you want to learn more about crystals, I do have a crystal course. I will leave that linked below. So if you're interested in crystals and crystal healing, I'll leave that linked below so that you can learn a little bit more about it. So here are our crystals. And I'm going to be creating this beautiful little grid. But here we have a few crystals. So, something that I think we very naturally experience and feel is passion. Very naturally, we know what we're drawn to. As children, we sort of know what we're drawn to. We have this sort of innate understanding of our passions. And I think we sort of are trained out of that at a certain point. But whenever I look at my dog or whenever I observe nature, I notice that there's this sort of unabashed connection to passion, right? My dog doesn't get self-conscious when she's, going after something. Usually she's blind, but, if she likes kind of sniffing through the yard and things like that. And when she's like that, or when we're on a walk and she's just going for it, there's nothing about her that has any self-consciousness. She's just fully in her passion. When she is, sometimes we'll run through the fields together. Sometimes she doesn't love swimming, but we take her swimming at the lake, and she's just kind of punching through the water, I like to call it, because she sort of like punches. But there's nothing resistant in her. And if you look at animals, they have this real, reckless abandon when it comes to following their passions. So I wanted to call in this leopard skin jasper to connect with that freedom of passion. Because while I think it's incredibly important to balance that sense of freedom, I think so many of us are so disconnected from our feelings, from how we connect to the world around us, so disconnected from our passions. We don't even know what we like anymore, let alone what we're passionate about. So I think it's really, really important to connect a little bit with that sort of really like going for your passions. And we don't want to act on impulse alone. We have all of these other chakras and all these other mechanisms that are there to make sure that we are in alignment and balanced. But I do think that we need to connect more with the way that we feel. How do we feel? How do we feel? What is it that we're passionate about? Reconnecting to those things that we're passionate about can really help to balance the sacral, which in turn can really help to balance the third eye chakra. It can help to balance the entire energy body. It can help to balance the earth star chakra, which is beneath our feet, and that really helps to kind of ground all of the other chakras in the system. But we really want to be able to connect with the way that we feel, connect with what lights us up. Whatever ignites us, that's important. That can be a way that the universe is communicating with you. So just paying attention to those things and not being afraid to be passionate, not being afraid to feel this way. I've always been a very passionate person, and I feel like the world doesn't always support that, right? Because it's kind of a vulnerable thing to be passionate. Sometimes people don't really know how to handle vulnerability. But I think if we can encourage each other more to really be passionate in our lives, ignite passions inside of us for even daily sort of like banal things that are happening in our lives, that really does create this beautiful, rich life, a well-balanced, beautiful life. So I want to start with this leopard skin jasper just there. Igniting those passions. And speaking of igniting those passions, this is a fire agate, great for growth and creativity. It's a great one just for sort of lighting that fire. So another one for sort of igniting that fire, and the reason it's called fire agate is because it's usually these beautiful warm colors, sort of as a similar look in a way to carnelian. Very different from this carnelian, which is more amber. But I have another carnelian that I use. It's a little bit of a kind of a warmer, more orangey, kind of reddish color. So these are sort of similar. The reason it's called a fire agate is because if you get in the right light, sort of similar to a labradorite. I have it somewhere over here, my labradorite. Similar to a labradorite with the flashes. This has flashes inside as well. And they range from bright yellow to red to, it's hard to show you with the light from the window coming in, but it's got tons of flashes in it. Little flashes here and there, and then there's a bigger flash. Right? And here, there's one. And there's another big one. And there's one there and there. And so when you catch it in the light, it like glimmers and glows. Anyway, this is a great one for igniting the fire. So you can use this to sort of almost use it as like a lantern to search through, almost as if you're looking in the sort of basement or the attic of your soul and trying to find, what were those passions from when I was a kid? What excited me? What was something I was really passionate about when I was younger? Let me come and look in all the dark little cracks and crevices here and see what it is that really lights me up. What ignites that passion? So we'll come back to carnelian, a beautiful stone for healing. in the sacral chakra. Probably my favorite stone for this kind of sacral chakra healing. Emotionally supportive, really beautiful. I love this stone. So, connecting with your creativity. This is also called the artist stone. Connecting with this really beautiful, balanced sense of emotional intelligence and awareness. We've done several videos with that emotional intelligence, kind of wisdom of the heart. We've done things that are connected to emotional mastery and self-mastery. So this is all sort of supporting that general idea. Then we have garnet. This is a red garnet. Very beautiful stone. It's associated with manifestation. It's also associated with motivation, inspiration, and with passion. So I want to bring that in to kind of ground all of these. And this is a red garnet. It does look black. I've had some of you reach out and ask me this. That's a red garnet. So it's like a deep ruby red, and if you kind of hold it against the light, you can kind of see it. I don't think you can see, but anyway, it's a beautiful, beautiful stone. So just placing that there. So we're just with this little grid along the sacral here. And I just want you to start to open your mind. If you can even invite a clarity of mind. It's not time for control. It's not time for holding on to anything. This is really time to connect with your younger self. We're not doing inner child healing. This is more playful and light than that. What we're doing here is just inviting this effervescence, a lightening, a free, whimsical feeling here, where you are receiving permission from the universe to open yourself up to passions. Whatever that means, however that floats into your awareness, however you are consciously kind of mulling that over, just allow it to kind of play with you, allow it to sort of move through you. Because it's really, really powerful to be able to connect with these things. I mean, this is the good stuff in life, right? What lights you up? What excites you? What brings you joy? What's your passion? You know, I've met people here who have really fascinating, very specific passions, and some of them are doing that for a living, but a lot of them, most of them here, they do it for the love of doing it. And I think there's something so beautiful about that, to write a book for the love of that process, to, start a garden for the love of gardening, to get involved in really intricate, beautiful woodworking, just for the sheer love of it. I think there's something so beautiful about that. And we're not just talking about cultivating hobbies and things. I really just want you to deepen your connection with your response to things. How are you emotionally responding to the world around you? And really take note of when that passion starts to hit. Because we all know that feeling of being like, oh, I'm so excited. This is so exciting. I've got this thing. When you can sit and either work on something for hours or talk about something for hours, or you go to sleep thinking about it or dreaming about it. We just want to really connect with those things that light us up. It makes life so much richer. deep belly breathing. Breathe into the belly, expand the belly, and release. So I'm going to come through with our little owl rattle and really shake this space up. I want to get a good vibration happening in the sacral. And if you are starting to sort of awaken to some of your earlier passions, then just keep that alive. Breathe into it, move into that, lean into those things. If things are sort of on the edge of your memory, just sort of on the edge of your consciousness, you're just going like, oh yeah, I think I remember that feeling. I think I remember that feeling. Or yeah, there is that thing. Just breathe that in and breathe it out. Breathe that in and breathe it out. And see what it feels like to say, I invite more of that into my life. I invite more of that into my life. I invite more of that feeling. So while I do this, just connect with that. Continue that dance. Listen to the wisdom of our soul. Listen to your passions. We don't act on impulse. We do lean into our passions, sort of like the whispers of the wind. Listen, see what they have to teach you. Just doing some hands-on healing now. Lifting the frequency, lifting the vibration, balancing the space. And we're going to gently bring our passions into the earthly realm. So maybe they're floating up in the etheric body. We're going to bring them into the earthly realm. So they're going to start to open up before you opportunities that are going to sort of like doors for you to really follow your passions. Maybe you're walking down the street and you see a little cafe that's like a knitting cafe. Maybe you walk inside. Maybe next time you go to sit down and turn on the TV, you have an impulse to open your computer and start writing. Maybe you decide, I've always been interested in that course, like learning more about this or that. I've always been interested in learning about carpentry. Okay, here's an opportunity for me to do that. I'm going to learn about carpentry. Whatever it is. Again, it doesn't have to be hobbies. It can be, yes, I do want to go and, connect more deeply with nature in some way. Alright, so what can I do in that way? Maybe I'll go and just spend some time in nature. Go and, clean up some trash. out at the park or whatever it is, anything that sparks a curiosity or an interest, and then seeing a door open, just take that in as information. Really reflect on that inventory that you receive, okay? So we're grounding this in reality, bringing your passions to the forefront. If you're super interested in spirituality, which you might be if you're here, really connecting to that. Maybe starting to put together a little altar in your house, a little crystal grid, maybe just starting to follow the moon cycles and just see how that feels. So we just want to connect and open up and then foster and nurture. Foster and nurture, so bringing all of this down into the earthly realm. You are divine. You are connected. You are expressive. You are loved. You are strong. You are passionate. You are creative. You are emotionally balanced. We're all polished up, nice and shiny. And you are safe. One last deep breath in for me and release. You are safe. Thank you so much for joining me, my dear. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or your night. Please do let me know if anything came up for you. Was there anything that immediately you went, oh my gosh, yes, I remember what my passions are. I remember this. I've been ignoring this. I haven't been tending to that. This is something that is still awake and alive in me. Connecting to that. Connecting to that fire, that light, that spark. And then just sort of fueling the flames with nurturing and attention, tending to those. Okay, my dear, because your passions are just as vitally important for you to tend to as your emotions, as your thoughts, as all of it. We need, to tend to these areas as your relationships with others. Okay, my love, I really hope this session was helpful for you in some way. Please let me know any of your passions, anything that you're really going to be moving toward and nurturing, and we'll support each other because you guys are the absolute best. You are so supportive. It's just like, oh my gosh, it makes me feel so, so good and hopeful. I every Wednesday and Sunday I upload, and every time that I upload, I kind of try and hang out for like an hour or so and just chat with you guys in the comments. And you're just so supportive of each other. So many of you are just like, hope you guys are having a great day. Everybody who's receiving this, I'm sending you so much love. I mean, it is such a supportive, amazing community. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for facilitating that and being part of it. I love you. And even if you're just watching this and sending good vibes, it's just amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So share if you want to. I know everybody's going to be so supportive and amazing. Be really kind to yourself. Be kind to each other. And until we meet again, be so well. Namaste.